Okay, so what we want, I'm going to pull up the tracker, the tracker thing again. Not the tracker, but because I want you to see the numbers. Um, so with officer, what I want you to see is, the volume is 6,667. And it is a weird number. Todd always says that when he's doing a training on that. And the reason why it's that is that it's half of 13,334. The 13,334, if you times that by 15%, which is what we get in our pay line, that's $2,000. Okay, so 13,334 is when we optimize a line of business. Okay, so officer is halfway there. So we just talked about VP. So I'm going to tell you this: if you go senior VP, I went senior VP not even knowing that I went senior VP. Okay, so I went senior VP, had no idea that I went senior VP, and we didn't know what we were doing. We had no clue. We weren't following the system of growth at all. And then I was like, oh wow, I guess I should have gone for officer. Like, I had no idea, you guys. I literally had no idea because I didn't have anyone telling me what to do. So if you are close to going senior VP and that is within reach for you, I know Billy and Janine and Stacy and Millie and Lara, I mean, they're, are all going to encourage you to go for officer. Why? Officer is 6,667, so it's only 1,667 more than senior VP. So it's like a 30 pack plus a little bit more. And the reason why I'm going to encourage you to go for that is because then you're going to have access to the elite line. So the elite line is just I mean, basically you're going to be getting better customer service, stuff like that, and it's really helpful. So like for me, that was the whole motivation to go officer, is I'm like, I want that elite line. So I know that sounds silly, but it does make a difference when you're busy building your business. No one wants to sit on hold. So going officer, it's, if you're looking at it from the perspective of ultimates, it's going to be 5 ultimates in your pay line. Again, if you have a strong power line, then you get the benefit of just building that pay line. If you're like me and I have to do everything in both lines. Okay, I don't have any carryover from my upline. So so then you have to do it in both lines. Okay, so everyone's situation's different. And so the biggest thing is that you've got to hit that in both lines. One of the things that I want to encourage you, and we haven't said this yet, but now if you're someone who's like, I want to go for officer, I want to go for senior officer, this is what I want to tell you. This is how you're going to track your business. You're not just going to track it on your tracker on your dashboard. You're going to go to my money and volume. My money and volume. And I'm going to show you how to find that. And the reason why you're going to do that is because that's the way that you're going to see your real numbers. Okay. If you look at it on your phone, sometimes you're going to have to open up the plus signs on your phone, or you're going to have to turn your phone to get the full view. The reason is that when you're looking on your phone with my money and volume, you're not going to see if you have anyone direct to you that has new volume bonus. That volume's not going to be showing up unless you open up those plus signs. Okay. So what the reason I want you to go officer is that you're, like Billy said, you're going to make more money. So it's 1,000 a week when you're hitting those numbers. That's just in base commissions. It's 1,000 a week. That's not including any matching check or anything like that. Okay. Um, but what I want you to know is when you go officer, when you're creating this momentum and you find people to come with you, you go officer, you're going to go senior officer. You're going to go CEO. Why? Because you once you understand how to build this, it will come. Everyone's journey is different. I mean, it might be a sprint for some people, but for some people it's going to be, I mean, for me it's a marathon. I want to build a strong, stable business. I want people on my team to build a reoccurring income, like significant every week. Why? Because that's what Todd Rowland does. And I want to be like him. He is smart and he's been doing this for years, and that's what he teaches and trains. And so I want to do that too. I want that for you too. I want that for anyone who wants that. That's why I love it here, you guys, is that we can win. If you love people, you want to help people get healthier, and you want to help people create an additional income stream, you can win here. That is the difference. That's what sets this company apart from anything else. And so I want you to know that, that what I want you to know is that what we have here is an extraordinary opportunity. If you have not, so okay, so again, I know there's a lot of people on here, but I'm going to go over a few different things that I think are really important. If you're on here right now, I know you want to make more money here. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a few different things. If you have not, I want you to watch the comp plan videos over and over and over again. And then when you think you understand it, I want you to watch them again. Why? This is not a simple comp plan. And this is the deal. It's okay if you don't understand it. I mean, it's taken me a long time to understand it. And even though I understand it, I can't tell you that I can explain every part of it because I can't. Like I'm like, go watch the video. Go watch the video, or I gotta call Todd, because I really do understand it, but I don't understand it. You know how you have to understand it like a lot if you want to teach it? Um, so that's the first thing. The next thing is that binge watch. If you work full time and you don't have time to get on the IPAs, I want you to binge watch Todd Rowland's YouTube channel. And I know you probably think I'm crazy. I don't care. I'm crazy enough to do this and build a big business. So I want you to do that. Why? I want you to understand who our leadership is here. I want you to understand his heart. I want you to understand who's leading us. And you're gonna see awesome. You're gonna see because like today they recorded the IPA stuff. You're gonna see so many different people, all different types of people winning. And the more that you familiarize yourself with who is here at Partner Co, the more that you're gonna get comfortable with calling Suzanne and saying, Suzanne, I just watched a video and she reminded me of you. You have to take a look at this. You've been complaining about X, Y, and Z. You've got to come take a look at this. Okay. So that's why I think it's really important so that you can learn what the culture's about, because we blur the lines of sponsorship here. We help other people. We encourage one another. Like, I want you to know, like, for me, I've been in this industry for almost 23 years. And when I came here, I left everything that I did not like, and I brought only the things that I do like. And so I'm going to be really blunt with you right now. If anything's going on our team, that is what I left behind me, you will get a call from me if it's happening with you, because we're not doing anything here that doesn't belong at Partner Co. With Partner Co, Darren Zobrist is our CEO. He went to Wharton Business School. He was a Goldman Sachs investment banker. He's brilliant. He's a billionaire. He He stood on the stage at our convention and talked about what's different about Partner Co. Do you know what it was when he reflected on that this summer in Mallorca? It's that Partner Co has a soul, and it does have a soul. You can feel it. You can feel it when you go to these events. This company has a soul. Our owners have a soul. They have already made their money. They do not need to do this. They are doing this and building a legacy brand. Their wives are doing this with them. Their families are all in it with them. This is extraordinary. And so I am going to do everything to protect our team, to make sure that we treat one another and everyone we come in contact with love, kindness, goodness, patience, and just joy, exuding everything good. Why? Because I have experienced something before that I wanted to leave and I left it. And so I'm only going to allow the beauty that we have in front of us. And so I just wanted to let you know I am a keeper of the culture, and it's why I left where I left. And I want you to know that we are going to have fun always, and we are going to love at an extraordinary level like you have never experienced before. That's what we have at Partner Co. That's why I love Partner Co. Is that we have an opportunity here to love at a level that we never have, to serve at a level that we never have. But also you have an opportunity to unlock your greatness like you never have before. And that's what I'm calling you to do, to unlock your greatness, to come with us and build something extraordinary. Because you know what? We all need money. Everybody needs it. My husband is a government employee, a federal employee. Do you know that that means in the United States of America? It means that he hasn't worked since September 30th. Okay? If I did not have this business, I would probably be crying. And now I'm crying because I'm like, what are you doing tomorrow? What are your plans? What are you gonna spend your time doing? No, I'm teasing. Well, I was like that for a little bit. Janine knows. Um, but what I want you to know is that we have an opportunity to create something like we have never had before. And so if you're like, Anne, I want to make 500 a week. I want to make 1,000 a week. I want to make 2,000 a week. I want to make 3,000 a week. I want to make 4,000 a week. I want to make 5,000. I want to make 10,000 a week. Beyond. You have that opportunity here. This is one of the things that hit me when I was on a training call with Todd Rowland. I don't know when it was, sometime in the past 6 months. He said, "Yeah, in this company, there's a lot of people that get stuck at $30,000 a month." I mean, like total straight face, and I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like he's serious." Do you know that that is extraordinary that we have a leader that's thinks that he views that as people getting stuck at that level? So what I want you to know is that when you have leadership who recognizes your greatness in you, it gives you permission to soar. It gives you permission to like take this to levels that you've never seen. So what I want you to know is that this is incredible. And what you have to do, it's everything we just talked about. You've got to master that system of growth. You've got to get really great with your follow-up. That's called passive recruiting using the system of growth. But I want you to know if you want the big money, then you've got to go out of your comfort zone and you've got to follow your tug to call the people that are on your heart. I have to too. It's hard. It's not like that's easy for anybody. Okay. But I am at a point and I'm making these calls and I'm saying to people, listen, like I don't want you to call me in 2 years and say, why didn't you call me? Because, like, I don't want to answer that call. I don't want them to get mad at me, right? So I want you to know that we have something here. We're in over 50 countries. So we're not limited. Like there is so much abundance here. And this is the other thing I want you to know is that we have abundance here. There are enough people for every single one of you to be to not be stuck at 30,000 a month. Okay. So I want you to know that we have abundance here. Like we were doing a call, I think with Julie, and we were talking about like the company and the comp plan. And I'm like, if you have a question and you're wondering about X, Y, and Z, I'm like, the answer is always abundance and generosity. That is how this company is created. It's how they operate. Everything. And so I just want you to know that there is a place for you and we want you to win. And so but and I know some of you that I've sponsored, you know what I'm going to say, like like don't reinvent the wheel, just follow the system of growth. And then if you have someone who's a top realtor like Cindy Landis has talked about and they're top realtor and they're not going to post, then let's get them on a call. Get them on a call with me. We'll get them on a call with Todd and we'll figure out other ways that they can build this if they are like an insurance broker and they can't post on social media or they're a detective his wife and they can't post on social media, like we will figure it out. Okay, but they're going to have to do more regular reach outs. Okay, so the deal is that we have to get in front of people. Jessica's asking, how do we don't have it? Well, okay. We do have an IG boosting group on Messenger chat. I wouldn't say that it's really effective. I mean, I'm in the chat. I don't use it. I'm just in it to add people to it. But we don't really, our system is really built for Facebook. And so if you want to do something different, um, I can add you to that group, but I don't know how reliable it's going to be. I'm just being really honest. And it's like if someone wants to do TikTok, that's fine. It's going to be like making your own way. Like I mean, because we don't have a system for that. And so, when you're wanting to go officer, you really want to have some people running with you. Even if you had just one person, like two people in each line running with you, you could go officer. I mean, it's totally possible. But it's like being in that activity, doing the three-way calls, like Stacy talked about, the converting, all the things that have already been talked about. It is being really intentional and and but what I want you to know is that I've never seen anything like this. And I mean, the fact that, Stacy and we will earn our savings, but our savings bonus will unlock this week. You guys, we just started following this system of growth like at the end of September last year. So I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible. And so what I want you to know, like Laura's going to earn it faster than we did. So is Janine and Billy. Why? Because because we understand this more now. So 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 what I want you to know is that if you have people who are doing this, so basically you just need more runners to go officer. Yeah, I mean, Julie, we just need a couple runners in both of your lines, and you're gonna go officer and senior officer. Um, and that's what it takes. And so it's really like you just need somebody to run with you. Eva, you sponsored someone that I think she's going to run with you, right? So it's like you just need someone to run with you. And then, you'll find another runner. Okay, Jane Graves just put a heart in the chat, and I am going to make her unmute because Jane is amazing. And she went senior officer and she went officer, and I call her the drop queen. And I know you might not be able to put your camera on, Jane, but can you unmute?
Yes.
Okay. So I would love for you to share like just what you have done to build your business. Because you started what, beginning of April?
Yes.
Mhm.
Um, as I've told lots of people I have lots of runners on our team. I call them dancers. They're just amazing. But I just put my head down and done what you just told me
Mhm.
over and over and over. And when they asked me, how can I get the drops different? I done what Billy or I can't remember Stacy or whoever said it. You just ask. They'll either tell you, no, I want them that way, the way I've always got them, and they'll do. And honestly, this is embarrassing, but I didn't even realize I was going officer when I went officer. That's crazy, but it's true. And yes, I knew a little more when I went senior officer, but as I said, all you do is what you just said, the system of growth. I didn't worry about the nuts and bolts because I knew it would come, and it has. So
Mhm.
that's
And,
just
and Jane, how many people you have? Gina's an officer on your team, but how many people do you have that are actively engaged with doing this business with you now?
directly to me or a couple
Yeah, or
down.
whatever, like that you feel like are on your team.
Um, I've got Bonita, I got Kathy, I got Lana, I got this is putting me on the spot here.
It's okay.
Gina,
So do you think you maybe have like 10 people?
maybe not quite that many.
Okay, so not even 10 people that
No, probably about 7 or 8.
are okay, so 7 or 8. So the reason why I asked you that, Jane, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, because I got Denise too. I got, like I said, put me on
I
the
know.
spot. I just went brain
I know.
dead.
I know. So the reason why I asked her that, you guys, is because she just went senior officer a few weeks ago. And I wanted you to hear like what it took, how many people she had. It's actually it's not as many as we think. Now, we hit them that one week, right? We hit those numbers. So now what our goal is with Jane is we want her to hit those numbers every week, right? So then it's like
Yes,
you hit the numbers, and then the goal is building, like getting everyone else is getting their businesses stronger, shoring up those lines so that everyone has that, continues with that momentum. And that's how we start hitting, that's how we would create that reoccurring income, is with those subscriptions and adding new brand partners. So yes, Julie, 7 or 8 brand partners that are building this business. Yes. And that is what is, and actively doing the business with you, right? um some are going to do more than others. Some are going to sell more drops than others, but it really is, um it really is totally possible. And it is something that, I mean, if I feel like, if I have, and I would assume Stacy would say this, but I'm going to ask Stacy what her advice would be. But for me, I feel like, I've been doing this for a year, and my advice is just keeping your, like, plugging into that IPA every single day if you can. If, like I said, if you can't plug into it, it's okay. If you're at work, not a problem. But if you can plug into that IPA, it's at 9:15 a.m. Central Time every Monday through Friday. I want you to plug in. You don't have to have your camera on, but if you can just listen, like Billy says, it shortens your learning curve, and it is incredible how it does that. If you cannot do that, what I want you to do is I want you to binge watch Todd Rowland's YouTube, because that will also shorten your learning curve. He has product training on there. He has like, there's comp plan training on there. There's, different, I mean, just different people, like just different interviews with people winning. He has a millionaire road to millionaire um recordings on there that watch those in the order that they were recorded, because they kind of did build on each other. It was a series he did back, I think, in the spring. Um, because what will happen is you're gonna learn, you're just gonna kind of absorb it, and it's just it really makes a difference. But I've never had leadership like this before. I've never had leadership like this before, where it's top down. When you have owners who have had extraordinary success and they want that for you, they're going to only attract that same type of person. And then when you have leadership in the field that they don't need to work, like they don't need to be busting their butts. They're making a ton of money. They don't need any more money, but they are working tirelessly because they want this for us. And that's really, I, it's to be admired. And that's why I love it here. And so Stacy, can you post the tracker again? I'm not sure which
I'll
tracker.
text it to you. It's towards the top of the chat. It's actually not far up, Val, if you want to scroll up. But I'll send it to you. So
Uh,
can I
yeah.
just say something too? Like, I am so inspired by you, Jane. I am so inspired by you. Okay. We've got to get you on, and I know it's going to happen already. I don't even need to say this, but everybody's got to hear from you on the IPA. But
Well,
where
it's
Jane,
harvest. It's harvest. That's why she hasn't been able to be on.
That's why
what's
you're
that?
not good. That's why you're not looking at me right now too.
She's
Because
she's a farmer. She's a farmer. She hasn't been able to get on because it's harvest.
Okay, I'm just saying what an inspiration you are, Jane, and I really hope we can all hear from you soon. She has reached the equivalent of what was the top level for many of us at the last company. And I know, Janine, you could say a whole lot more, and Anne, but I just had to just point that out just because I've only heard a little bit about it, and it's so inspiring. So I look forward to that. But yeah, I think it's just, I love what Jane said, which was, I haven't even been paying attention. I've just been focusing on doing the do, just been focusing on doing the 9 and 3, following up, all those things. And that's just, you're gonna grow a business if you stick with it and keep doing that. And I love what Anne said too, which is also think about who you do want to reach out to, who you do want to share this with. And we can help you with how to reach out to those people because you want to approach some people about this that you really want on your team.
Yeah. Um, Billy, would you like to add anything, or Janine, about going officer, senior officer?
I think you've touched on all of the things. I think I really look at I've been around for a little while now, and when I look at the people, I'm on that IPA like every morning, and when I see the people that I see grow fast, it's the people that are most connected. So even if you can't be on the IPA, like Anne said, then binge watch Todd's channel. Get your hands on every recording that you can be on. But just get connected, and it doesn't mean that you have to live on Zooms or whatever. But also, my other thing would be, don't decide that for people that join you. So even if you're not as connected, don't decide how connected someone you enroll could be. So get them added to the Facebook groups, get them added like to our Drops for the Win group, get them added, let them know about the IPA, say, hey, this goes on every morning. Don't decide for people what they're going to be interested in. Let them decide for themselves. That would be what I would say.
Mhm.
Because that's a way for you to leverage learning. If you can get a brand new person on that IPA every morning from, at 8:15 my time, it is Mountain Standard Time, that's 45 minutes of training. I don't or 30 minutes, 45 30 minutes of training I don't need to do with a new person because it's all being done there for you. So, yeah.
And I do think it's that whole concept of like a lot more is caught than taught. And there's a lot caught on those IPAs, right?
Yeah.
Like you learn, I feel like I learned something every day,
Yeah.
like every day I learn something and I'm like, I mean, like just things where I'm like, one of the things you guys that Stacy and I both did, I know Billy did it, I know Janine did it, like, we all checked our ego at the door, when we started building this. And that really is the biggest piece is that when you just jump all in with both feet and get your hair wet and
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Get out of your own way.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really, because it's everything is set up for us. And that's the difference here. Like it's literally like it's like you're in T-ball and you're setting your little kid up and it's like you're just teaching them how to swing the bat because the ball is right there. I mean, it's like you're just literally, and so it's you literally are just setting them up. It's like we literally have been set up to hit the home runs. And so that's what I really want you to be encouraged with is that is what that I did not get the system of growth. I did not all click with me until and I didn't really believe it until I went to my first event. So that's my other thing. If you like I want you if you went to PXP, I know you're going next year because it was lights out amazing. If you did not go to PXP, I want you to sign up for PXP for next year. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to figure out what other event you can get to between now and then. There's one in December in Greensboro, North Carolina, and there's one in Destin, Florida. I'm sure I would assume they're going to do a Canadian Connect, but the Destin, Florida event, it was so much fun last year, but it was also, I mean, it's smaller than PXP. It's great. It's in February. I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't want to be. I would rather be in Florida in February. But yes, if you can go to the Greensboro event, it will be great. The one in Destin, it's at the Sandestin Resort in Destin. So anyway, it will be fantastic. So I would encourage you to get to an event because I do think it kind of opens your eyes to see what the company's like, what the owners are like, what the leadership's like. And you see all the people's after pictures and you're like, wow, these people are real. That's what did it for, I think, me and Stacy is we were like, they were walking, we were just couldn't believe, kept hitting each other going, oh my gosh, there's Kim Gray. There's Crystal Gray. That's Crystal Dance. Um, okay, what else, you guys? Anything else, Janine or Stacy?
I'm just gonna end with this, you guys, because we all have said the same things over and over, and you have to realize that none of us are doing anything differently at all. And we all might have our own gifts and strengths, but lean into those. And I just want you guys to love yourself enough and that you are so worthy of everything you desire in your whole heart here. And you're in a great place. So love, like our old mentor said, just love them up. Just love everybody up, everyone who comes into your life. How can you bring them value? But before you do that, you have to value yourself, that you're enough to have everything in this business and what it has to offer.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Stacy, you want to say anything else? I don't know if Laura had to
I
hop
think that's
off.
it. She had to pop off. This was incredible. I'm just reading the chat and how much people have gotten out of this. And I want everybody to hear this last session. Not everybody was on here, so we'll have to make sure everybody listens to this part. But I'm just so grateful to be on this journey with all of you. And it really is just the beginning. It really is. And I believe that there is success and abundance for everybody here. It's not an exception to just a few. And we're already seeing that with so many people already um, making great income here. And isn't that the goal? Is we all want to help our families. We want to
Mhm.
help our families, right? And you can do that here. So just want to say that. Thank you for your leadership, Anne, and all the leaders here as well. Just really appreciate locking arms with you all.
Can I leave a call to action before we hop off?
Yeah.
I would love, one of the things that we did this call series, this say call series, we did this one night back in August, and it was huge. It was very impactful for so many people. But I know there's people in our Facebook group that don't understand why they might need to get on this next time. So what I would really encourage all of you to do is go into the Facebook group right now and just make a post. Say like that, here's a couple things, couple key takeaways from tonight's calls, simply so that the next time we do this, people aren't going to think to themselves, I'm going to catch the recording, right? I want to be on there live. I want to see what yes, in the Drops for the Win Facebook group. So please go in there and make a post. Tell us what your top takeaway was. It will encourage people to watch those recordings when they come available.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to give yourself the time and the space before you close your eyes tonight. I know Julie is like really like about to go to sleep. That's where she lives. I want you to write down what I want you to really think about, like, what is it that resonated with you here, and I want you to share that, but I also want you to really think about, like, what is it that made you say yes to this? Why are you like, kind of like, what was it? And I want you to know that if that is why you said yes, there's probably at least 100 people in your life that also would say yes. I also want you to think about, what is it that you want to achieve? I know I've said that many times tonight. Oftentimes in life, I've heard this for over 20 years. I think I heard it from Jim Rohn. We we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, and we underestimate what we can do in 5. I'm the queen of that, okay? I totally overestimate what I can do in 5 in a year, and I underestimate what I can do in 5. So I want you to make your goals for the between now and the end of this year, but I also want you to like have a goal for I want you to, and this is what I heard at my first Destin event, which was in February. Actually, it was in and I'm going to wrap it up with this. It was actually when I went to Salt Lake, Stacy and Millie and um Stacy, Kimberly, Millie and I went to Salt Lake in January, and then we went to Destin just a couple of weeks later. And when I was in Salt Lake, Susan Frank said to me, I want you to 10x your vision. I was like, okay. I don't even know what that means, but okay. And John and Darren were talking about it as well. And this is the year that they wanted to create 100 new senior officers with the company. Now, I don't know what number they're on, but that was the goal for the company. And I'm like, 100 for the company? I want 100 for my team. Like, that was my response right away. Okay. So when I was at that event in January, I was making like like 1,000 a week. And so I haven't 10x'd it, but I'm making over 5,000 a week, and I'm not making any income claims, but I'm just telling you that is the power of just since January, what can happen. Okay. But what I want you to know is that there are people that will grow that faster than me. Okay. But I want you to know that, like, my, I want you to, so in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm making 1,000 a week. My goal is to make 10,000 a week, right? That was like kind of like in my mind, the 10xing my vision. So that is my next goal. okay, is to be making 10,000 a week. That is my next goal. But and again, I'm not like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I have to make it by this day. Maybe I need to do that, but I'm more focused on the build. Okay. And so I want you to think about, what is it that you want? What is your goal for the end of this year? Like, cause you might need a goal, like money wise, but I also want you to think about like next year. Okay. The end of next year, or this time next year. And then I want you to think about 5 years from now. Because if we like focus, you guys, if we lean in and we focus and we are consistent here and we follow what's being taught by Todd, trust me, you give this 3 to 5 years, it's going to blow your mind. Because everything is set up here for us to win. That's the difference. Okay? So I want you to think about like 10xing your vision, cuz I mean, again, that's just a practice that we always need to be doing, is like 10x your vision for your life, for your business. But I really want you to think about like end of the year, and then the end of next year, and then maybe 3 years, 5 years. What do you want those goals to be? Write it down. I also want you to print out the Maui flyer or whatever. Put it up wherever you like, doing your dishes, getting ready in the morning, whatever it is, put a screensaver on your phone. Why? I want you on that trip. I want you on that trip. If you're on this call, that means that you know how to work and you want to work and you want to do this. I want you on that trip. Okay. So we want to help you earn that trip. So that's the next thing. The other thing I want you to know is that the year after that, so in 2026, they only are doing like regional trips. The next year there'll be a regional trip. And then there's also going to be a global trip, and it will be like 2 million points. So what I want you to know, you get focused and you build this, you will not only earn the Maui trip, but you keep going and you keep growing and you get consistent and you keep building and building. You will also earn that global trip. Last year and this year earlier, they went to Bali. Last year they went to Tahiti. I mean, that, so I just want to put that out there, that that's possible. That's why I love that there's no, like, yes, there's a deadline to earn this trip by, but even when that's done, everything, every sign up, hitting our numbers every week, that all goes toward earning the next trip. So you're always earning a trip. It's it's brilliant. So that's what I really want to encourage you. And Millie said, anyone on this call can be officer by the end of the year or beyond. Absolutely, you can. So if that's one of your goals, and Millie wants to say something, but if that's one of your goals, I want you to go for it. Yes, Millie. You got to unmute. Do you want me to help you? You got it? Millie. I'm asking you to unmute. It's not
I
doing
don't
anything.
think that I actually said I wanted to say something, but
Oh, well, you raised your hand.
oh, well, I was, a little bit challenged on technology, but I will say this. Yeah, I mean, when we look back at Utah last January, and there was really just 4 of us
Mhm.
that are on this call tonight, Stacy, Kimberly, you and I, and now we have so many leaders. I would just say, become the leader that you're looking for. And the more you level up that leadership, the more you're going to attract people with that same kind of mindset. And I think, there's a season for everything, but this is the best time, and I think Billy said the next 5 weeks. I'm going to say like the next 2.5 months are some of the most fertile time in our industry for growing a business. And from what I heard on some of the officer calls recently, they're going to roll things out for us to really win. And, the Black Friday specials that we did last year, I mean, you can level up, level up, level up. So think about your next title or two, and then think beyond that is what I would say. That's it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. I'm super excited and thanks for being on. Thanks for joining us. I know we're just getting started and let's lock arms and speak life into one another and encourage one another and help one another on this journey so that we can grow our vision every day and serve at levels we've never served before. So thank you guys so much and have a great rest of your week. Reach out if you need anything and I'll get these recordings up. All right. Thanks, you guys. Love you.